for liberty. Mike in Tennessee, who's listening on WMQM 1600. That's in, Nashville? And he wants to talk about contract law and police. Go ahead, sir.
I just wanted to let you know that recently I spoke with a person who has just recently completed the police academy in Memphis, and that person informed me that in the segment where the attorney explains to them how what the law is and how they achieve their authority to do what they do, the police training person, the attorney, admitted that everything they do to interface and entrap people is called contract law. It's not what people think. So, in other words, they make an offer, and the people unwittingly accept the contract.
But they do it through intimidation because there's been, look, they're having to teach police this now because the Patriots all learned about it, educated everybody, and so now they're having to teach the police. This is what it's always been. Listen, they started out about 85 years ago telling people in New York and New Jersey, hey, the trucks are riding on the roads you pay for, and they weigh more, and they're tearing the roads up. You're having to pay for that. Let's make them get a commercial license and pay to use the road. And the public's like, yeah, make them pay for it. Well, they just pass it on to you and the cost of the goods now. Then by the 50s, they go, here's just a paper card to prove who you say you are. Then it's a photo ID. Now they teach police if it's a privilege to use a vehicle to travel. No, it's not. It's a privilege to engage in commerce, they say under the Commerce Clause. Now police are being taught the Second Amendment's a privilege. It isn't. It's a right, but we have to educate them. So, yes, that's good news, though, because I have read about that in other police academies now, that they're having to tell them the truth, that they're con men. The only way the police can arrest you under true constitutional state law, which is under federal law, off the federal constitution, has to match that, is if you are recklessly driving. You're drunk driving, it's a reckless driving charge. You're driving 150 miles an hour in traffic, endangering people, it's a reckless driving charge. It's a felony. Willful, knowing, premeditated, reckless. See, one thing, reckless driving, reckless endangerment, again, but they take that and change it into all this other stuff to make us all suspects with thousands of fake laws. So, yes, sir, go ahead.
And the power that they have is the power that the citizen has, and that's the big sham that they're pushing. They keep referring to us as civilians. Well, the cops are civilians, too.
Well, that's why they say that. When I had the people with the 3 German Shepherds running up, barking and snarling at me on the jog by, and jogging back, I saw them growling at people, and then they growled at me, ran up, and I said, hey, this is yesterday. I said, hey, put your dog on a leash. I didn't say it mean. And the guy bowed up, and his wife said, are you a cop? And I said, you bet I am. I could citizen arrest you right now. And they laughed at me. But my point is that's how ignorant they are. Exactly, exactly. The police are operating as citizens on patrol, designated by the constabulary and the citizenship to do the job professionally full time. That's why they're called servants. There are servants. It's why we pay them, so we don't have to do it full time. Go ahead.
Well, we can only delegate that which we have the power to delegate, and therefore we have that power. The power to also say, I do not consent when an officer approaches you. I do not accept your offer, and am I being detained or am I free to go, and leave it at that, just those two. And if they arrest you, that hangs them up. They can't entrap you any further. But the fact is that most times if you've not done anything, they're going to have to let you go, but they're trying to fish. They're trying to get you into putting yourself in jail. And
I know. Listen, this state police guy pulled me over 2 weeks ago, and he obviously was fish-eyed saucers when he walks up. I'm going like 8 miles over the speed limit, he claimed. I haven't even gotten around to fighting it yet. I probably got a warrant out for me, whatever. And I've just been too busy fighting the New World Order, you know, caught up in their red tape. And he starts asking, so, you know, where are you going? What you doing? I'm just like, come on, man, knock it off. And he got the speech. You know, I didn't blow up the towers like the federal government did. I don't ship the drugs in here like the government does. And he's like smiling. And I go, look, it isn't funny. And I go, I know you're told to let illegal aliens go. And he goes, yeah, that's true. I don't like it. And I'm like, that's right, but you're going to give me a ticket. Now give it to me. I mean, again, it's all a stinking fraud. If somebody's reckless driving, it's a felony, folks. There's only a few charges they can give you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did he use radar?
I don't even know. I haven't even read the stinking ticket yet. I've been too busy. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's how to beat it.
I already know how. Don Salazar used Randy Kelton's stuff, and they immediately dismissed it. Look, I know. I mean, I've been doing this forever, but go ahead and tell me your view on it.
Well, I've done this before myself. When you get them in the court, say, how did you determine the speed? They say radar. Okay, when did you last calibrate it? Your rules. Yeah. And the code book requires that you calibrate every so often. They say, well, before I used it, I used a tuning fork.
It's more than that. They don't file it with the magistrate like they're supposed to. They do it when you challenge it. It's null and void at that point. I'll have it removed that way.
That needs to be posted also.
Yeah, no, I know. It's all illegal, I know. And what's going to happen is the patriots are educating the police. That's why cops now will say, all right, you don't have to sign it, take the ticket. Or they'll say, okay, you're enrolled with this ticket now, and you drive off, because the cops are getting sued themselves now. See, they'll lie to the cops and tell them all day, oh, that's patriot mythology. And there is a bunch of mythology. See, the mythology, fake legal patriot stuff that gets you put in jail versus the real stuff. And that's what people have to understand. God bless you, sir. Good to hear from you. Thank you. And I know you were in Memphis. Excuse me. I said Nashville. We're on 2 stations in Knoxville. We're on in Nashville. We're on in Memphis. We're on, what is it, like 2 other places now in Tennessee? I can't keep track of all this. Chattanooga. I can't even keep track of it.